What's up, YouTube? This is Black Case with the Dmvdrakes YouTube channel. Today I'm bringing you a not detailed, I don't do that. I'm gonna just go over decks that I think are going to be pretty good going into the next set, or at least, you know, be on the lookout for them. Not going to go over every color in this video. I'm going to go over red and blue. But I'm going to go over, you know, I'm just going to talk about what tools they kind of got from the set, and you know, if you want to correct me if I'm wrong or anything, or you want to bring up decks that I might miss or have give decks too much credit for or not enough credit for, please, you know, comment below. I'd love to, you know, get people engaged in the comment section. So that's something I'm be looking forward to, looking to chat with people about. So first, let's get started. I mean, so with red we have we're gonna start off with red hybrid. So that's the de facto, like, just one of the best aggro decks the game has seen. It has access to a good recursive engine. It has access to Rookie Rush. It has really strong low end, and it gets a new tool in this set, being the new Coromon, letting you have a more consistent draw rather than relying on, you know, the Digimon to die and you having a Tamer out. Now you can just swing into security, draw a card because you have a because you removed a card from the security stack, and then if it dies, it dies. If it doesn't die, then, you know, live to fight another day. Your opponent's probably going to want to clear that, because now you're going to just have a Digimon out that lets you draw a card because you're hitting them, which is a lot of scary things going through their mind probably. And then, you know, again, you have a good way to set up the Tamer. So really, it has also has Atomic Flare, so it can start running through security along with drawing, which is really nice. So yeah, and, you know, it's already hard to interact with Tamers as it is. So being able to kind of sit on, just you know, have a deck that just sits and just punches you nonstop, really fast, is really good. It hits a lot of decks that require a lot of setup, and you know, if they get started. The only issue is that, yeah, if the deck runs out of gas, but it's been very successful, and it's kind of hard to counter such a strong offensive strategy that the deck has. So I think it's really going to be good, and, you know, it's really easy to pick up. So I wouldn't doubt it being still a really popular deck going into this set. And then the next deck I'm going to talk about is Gallantmon. So Gallantmon, while it's never really been a meta deck, it's always an underdog to me, because it, even at a local level, is probably really good, and then on a regional level, it's wishy-washy, but it can never really scratch the surface. So I'm looking forward to, at least in this set, the deck to kind of pop off and find a way to find its consistency. It's got the access to the training cards, as well as, you know, decks just going really wide this format, a lot of decks. So Gallantmon having, you know, a decent recursive engine, has ways to kind of cheat out its Tamers. It has all the tools it needs to succeed. It's just I don't know if it's a matter of speed or anything like that. I don't play the deck, but overall, I think it's still a solid deck to play. It's a solid red deck to play, and you know, it's a fan favorite. So you're always going to find some people trying to figure out ways to make it a successful deck. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Next we have Greymon. So, you know, everybody knows Greymon's going to be good, and it just got access to the new Coromon. If they decide to use that, I don't think they necessarily need it. What else? They have the new Agumon that lets you cheat into a Greymon for free without paying any cost. So a lot of it is, you know, it just got better ramping power. It lets you cheat into a War Greymon, warp into it for just having for 4 memory, just for them having a 10k DP or more Digimon on the board. So, and they can just start swinging over it, especially since the new Agumon gives 2k, the new Greymon gives 2k to the stack. But Yeah, overall, I think it's just going to be a really strong deck. And while it didn't really get anything new in terms of the ace card, it has a lot of ways to be built still, and it can, it also got a starter deck. So there's a lot of tools that it can use between the red cards and the black cards. But it's mostly a red deck, which is why I'm covering it in this section. Next, we have Jessamon, who just got bumped off the restriction list with the Savior Huckmon, so I think that the BT6 Jessamon is going to find a little bit more play. I'm not sure about security attack anymore, but just being able to keep your turn is really nice, having a lot more memory efficient plays. It still has access to Master and Disciple, so I don't know if they're going to go to training as well, or maybe use the extra space in the deck for more Digimon, more specifically Sistermons, maybe Crimson Blaze. Crimson Blaze is a card that just red just should probably be using this set. Overall, I think it might be a solid underdog deck like Gallantmon. So we'll see about Jessamon. Jessamon, you might impress me. I hope we can find some more creative builds, and it can toolbox a lot of the Royal Knights because of GX, just throwing them in the stack since like Craniumon, for example, just to give them that when digivolving effect protection, just for example. Next, we got Seriousmon. So Seriousmon, I do not know about. I'm not going to pretend like I know about it at all. But overall, I think that Gamamon is a pretty cool deck. I think that it's probably not going to be there until it gets that promo dash pack, but maybe somebody might find something with the deck that's really cool. Maybe somebody might find it, oh, actually it beats this deck, or they could just get the promo pack and get the Regulusmon Ace, the Gamamon. It's mostly gonna just toolbox a lot of the tools they got from RB1, and then over time they got other forms of Gamamon in the set. So and the Canoweismons can, take all of their effects and use them as their own, use it as inheritable. So it'll be an interesting deck to, play around with, build, and do all of that for all the Gamamon fans out there. Otherwise, just not much else I can really say towards it, but it's a deck that's there, in the very least. Next we have obviously Shine Greymon. So Shine Greymon's obviously one of the most popular decks in BG13. It's got a really straightforward engine, got a really strong turn of just dealing damage to your opponent, and it has access to tools from both red and yellow. It has access to burst mode, or ruin mode. Since it is a Shine Greymon, he digivolves over for 4 instead of 5, and you can also cheat into it with a Marcus. But with losing the Geogray, it lost some consistency at spinning Marcus out on the board. But what it did gain is a new way, or just more space to run, I guess, the new training cards, since they grab anything within the respective color. Obviously, Shine Greymon is both red and yellow, so you can use both. And the new Coromon makes it so that you don't have to swing with your Shine Greymon stack if you don't need to. You can just rely on the Marcus dealing the damage, and you worrying about what the aftermath is after. So honestly, I think that it'll still be an interesting deck to play. It might not be as consistent anymore. It might not be as popular anymore, especially since over time it's just going to get I guess the power crept out, or just not as popular. I've seen a lot of Japanese results where it's not winning as much as it used to win, so we'll see. So yeah, that's it for red. Overall, I think that red's still going to be really strong. I'm really looking forward to playing Shine and building it and seeing how it goes, because I'm a Shine fan, so we'll see.